Imagine for a moment that everything you are experiencing right now, your thoughts, your emotions, the circumstances of your life, is not fixed, not set in stone, but part of an infinite web of possibilities. Every choice you make, every thought you entertain, every belief you hold places you on a certain track, and that track is what people call a timeline. Most people walk through life unaware of this truth, believing they are bound to one linear path, unable to change direction except in small, predictable ways. Yet the truth is more extraordinary. You are always standing at a crossroads. You are always one decision away, one shift in consciousness away from stepping into an entirely different version of reality. When people say you are about to cross into a new timeline, they are not using a metaphor. They are describing the moment in which your internal alignment changes so much that your outer world has no choice but to follow. Crossing into a new timeline does not necessarily mean that you wake up tomorrow in a completely different house, or with a completely new set of friends, or with a career that dropped out of the sky. It means the foundation of your experience begins to rearrange itself according to the frequency you are broadcasting. The unseen always precedes the seen. When your consciousness evolves, when you drop the old version of yourself and embrace something higher, you literally vibrate into a different experience of life. You no longer meet the same challenges in the same way. You no longer attract the same kinds of people, conversations, or obstacles. What used to frustrate you now teaches you. What used to block you now guides you. The landscape may look similar at first, but its texture is entirely transformed. And if you stay with it, the physical evidence begins to catch up. Suddenly, the job offer arrives, the right person appears, the opportunity that had been invisible reveals itself, and you realize you are not the same person anymore because you are not on the same track anymore. This shift is not random. It does not happen by accident. It happens because at some point you stop choosing unconsciously. You stop repeating the same patterns and expecting different results. You stop telling the old story about who you are and why life has to be a certain way. And you begin to take responsibility for the signal you are sending. That signal is your belief system, your emotions, your habits of thought, the way you speak about yourself and your future. The universe has no choice but to mirror it. If you believe the world is against you, you will keep meeting situations that prove you right. If you believe life is guiding you, doors will appear where walls used to be. It is that simple yet that powerful. When you become aware of the signal, you gain the ability to change it. When you change it, you step onto a new track, and that is the moment of timeline crossing. People often wait for circumstances to change before they give themselves permission to feel different. They say, I will be happy when I get the relationship, or I will be confident when I get the job, or I will feel safe when the money comes. But that is the trap that keeps them stuck in the same loop. The truth is the opposite. You must embody the new feeling first, and then the circumstance appears as a reflection. This is why timeline shifts feel like a leap of faith. You are asked to feel wealth before you see it in your bank account. You are asked to feel love before the partner arrives. You are asked to feel peace before the chaos subsides. If you wait, you delay. If you leap, you align. This leap is not delusion, it is creation. Every inventor, every artist, every visionary understood this. They saw something in their mind long before anyone else could see it, and because they held it with faith and action, it eventually materialized. That is the power you hold too. Crossing into a new timeline also requires the willingness to let go. Many people try to bring their old baggage into their new reality, but that is like trying to step through a doorway while carrying a house on your back. You cannot move forward without release. Release does not always mean abandoning people or possessions, but it does mean dropping identities that no longer serve you. If you have always been the one who says, I never succeed, you must let that identity die. If you have always been the one who says, I attract toxic people, you must stop rehearsing that script. If you have always been the one who expects struggle, you must be brave enough to expect ease. This feels uncomfortable because the old story has become familiar and the mind clings to familiarity even if it is painful. But the universe responds to courage. When you dare to rewrite your script, reality has no choice but to cast you in a different role. Another key to crossing into new timelines is presence. Most people are either trapped in the past, reliving regrets and wounds, or they are lost in the future, projecting fear and worry. Both keep them tied to the same track. Presence is the portal. When you anchor yourself in this moment, you loosen the grip of the old timeline. You begin to notice synchronicities, subtle invitations, doors you never noticed before. Presence makes you sensitive to the signs guiding you. It allows you to respond to inspiration rather than reaction. And every inspired action is like a stepping stone into the new version of your life. You cannot step into tomorrow's reality while dragging yesterday's emotions. You must arrive fully where you are, and from there, the doorway opens. Some people think timelines are something external, like fixed train tracks laid out by destiny. But the deeper truth is that timelines are generated from within. They are the outpicturing of your state of being. There are infinite versions of you already existing, one who is fulfilled, one who is bitter, one who is abundant, one who is struggling. Which one you experience depends on which frequency you embody. Crossing timelines is not about forcing the world to change, but about choosing which version of yourself you are willing to live from. When you choose, the world arranges itself accordingly. That is why some people seem to live lives of endless opportunity while others live lives of constant limitation. It is not that one is luckier, it is that one is broadcasting a different signal. You may already feel the pull of your new timeline. Perhaps your old habits feel heavy. Perhaps certain friendships feel out of alignment. Perhaps your dreams are calling louder than ever while your excuses feel weaker than ever. That is the sign. The new version of you is already alive within you, waiting for you to say yes. The more you resist, the more uncomfortable it becomes because you are outgrowing the old skin. The discomfort is not punishment, it is guidance. It is life telling you you cannot stay where you are. The old timeline cannot contain the new energy, and so it cracks and crumbles. Do not be afraid of the collapse. The breakdown is the opening. The moment you surrender to it, you cross. Crossing into a new timeline does not mean everything is instantly perfect. It means you step into a flow where growth feels supported rather than resisted. Challenges will still come, but they will serve as upgrades rather than setbacks. You will recognize them as training rather than punishment. You will notice that your intuition speaks more clearly, your creativity flows more easily, and your life feels more like a collaboration with the universe than a battle against it. This is the new earth that so many mystics speak about, not a distant place but a state of consciousness that you can enter right here, right now, and once you taste it, you never want to go back. So as you stand on the edge of this shift, do not wait for a sign more dramatic than the one you already feel. The sign is in your restlessness. The sign is in your longing. The sign is in your quiet knowing that more is possible. You are not imagining it. You are sensing the reality that already exists, waiting for you to match it. All that is required is your choice. Choose the thought that feels expansive. Choose the story that empowers. Choose the identity that excites you. Choose the frequency of the version of you who already has what you seek. That choice, repeated, embodied, and trusted, is what carries you across. Do not miss this. Do not ignore the invitation. The doorway does not close, but the longer you hesitate, the more you delay the joy that is meant for you. The universe is not withholding anything. It is waiting for you to align. Right now you're standing at a threshold, and the timeline you step into depends entirely on what you decide to believe about yourself and your world. If you believe nothing will change, you will prove yourself right. If you believe everything can change, you will prove yourself right. Which truth do you want to live? This is not a small question, it is the question of your life. You are about to cross into a new timeline. The only thing left to do is say yes and take the first step.